William Hunt Savile Row sponsors the Trilby Tour. The perfect gentleman's playground.
What are you reading?
Oh, On the Origin of Species by Charles Darwin.
Oh, why?
Well, we're off to Breadsall Priory, which used to be the ancestral home of Charles Darwin. Actually, you strike me as being particularly Darwinian.
Really? Why? Not the beard? Intelligent? Distinguished? Educated?
No, unevolved.
Get out my car.
Thanks very much.
The 2015 Trilby Tour rolls back to beautiful Breadsall Priory, one of the trickiest and most challenging courses the players have to face. Only the finest on the fairways and the greatest on the greens stand a chance of becoming champion of Derbyshire. Coming up on the show, we see how the players cope with the twists and turns and ups and downs of Breadsall Priory. We'll enjoy a tight and tough four-man three-hole playoff to determine the champion of Derbyshire. And we almost achieve perfection in Rogues Gallery as one player struggles to even start his round. William Hunt will be questioning competitors on the first tee, but first taking priority at the Priory is commentator Rob Lee.
Thank you, Mac. We're at the beautiful Breadsall Priory. Two courses here, the Priory and the Moorland. The Priory is the trickiest one, and funnily enough, that's the one we're on, just over 6,000 yards. William, he's got Adam Cook on the first.
Fifth Trilby Tour.
Yeah.
Now you've gone from superb to sublimely poor.
Yes.
In the same season, as I remember.
Yeah.
But you've done well. You got to the playoff.
Yeah.
Talk us through that one.
Yeah, it was good. It's sort of similar tee time to today. Got through to the final, played really well, and just
Where
sort
was
of, it was at the Nottinghamshire a couple of years ago, and just froze really, just sort
You
of.
did, didn't you? Because you were looking really strong up to that for that 18 holes of pressure, and the 3 holes of hell.
Yeah, great golf course, really well set up, and it was just sort of just fell apart in the last week, to be honest with you. Hopefully get back there today and learn from it.
How's your preparation been?
Okay, played well, but sort of had a little bit of bad luck last week. Yeah, I had the golf club stolen out of the boot. So
wow, the weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, lesson learned not to leave them in the boot.
Ouch.
But my new clubs haven't arrived in time. So
what are we going to do?
I've borrowed my club's demo set. So
it's not fantastic preparation then.
Yeah,
really.
not ideal, but it can't get any worse. So I'm sort of hoping that's the bad side, and today's going to be the good side of the week. So.
Well, maybe it can only get better. 5 handicapper representing Stonebridge Golf Club in Coventry. How's that new driver looking? Well, you like it. He likes it. And into the rough on the left-hand side. Not bad.
David, we've seen you many, many times. Where have you been?
All over. North, south. Been down to Trevose, up to Dalmahoy, Hollins Hall, Rockcliffe. Here today. KP Club back in the day as well. So
you've done a few. I would say it's your 6th, 7th tour?
6th time. Too many to have not qualified. So hopefully today's the day.
In your 6th Trilby Tour.
Yeah.
Let's have a prediction.
I think you've got to be shooting sort of.
No, you.
Oh, for me.
From you.
Well, for me to qualify, I think I've got to be looking at 32, 33. To be the top 4, you've got to be looking at 34, 35, possibly 36. I think.
What are you going to get?
I'm going to get 37.
Tough talking. Well, if you can do the talk, you can do the walk, driver.
Get up, get up.
Shouting, get up. Oh, and that's off down the motorway, that one. Look at that. Posing. For 20 seconds after the hit.
Ian, we saw you a couple of weeks ago on the bag, Johnny Slay's golf bag.
Yeah.
And it has to be said you did a fantastic job on that, because Johnny's best score was 27, you got him to 37, and he said I couldn't have done it without you. So can you bring that and what you gave to him, can you bring it to your own game today?
Johnny was here earlier on, and he sort of like said before he went, he says, I'm going to give you a piece of advice, what you told me 2 weeks ago at Hans Hall. He says, swing at 80%.
It makes perfect sense.
That's all I'm going to do today.
It's your 15th Trilby Tour today.
It's gone up 3 now.
Yeah, it's your 15th Trilby Tour today. We've checked the records. You have made the top 4, and you loved every second of it, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I mean, this is what it's all about, all the guys here. I mean, it's just not the well-known lads, it's the newbies as well, you know. Once they get in the top 4, and once they experience the top 4, like Johnny did the other week, it's a different level, and this is just a different experience, and it's a fantastic and unique experience. That's what it's all about. It's very unique.
Here he is, Rockstar, with the driver. Marshall, they make amps, I think. Part of the Rockstar game. Now, is it cutting back? Not quite.
Bob, 5th time on the Trilby Tour.
Yeah.
Talk us through your Trilby career so far. You started in?
2011.
Okay.
At Traverse.
You did okay down at Traverse, didn't you?
I did okay at Traverse, yeah, but then I played Worsley the next 2 years and had a nightmare last year.
Yes, you did.
But I love the Trilby. I'd be devastated if I couldn't play it.
Yeah. So how much do you love the Trilby? How much do you love the Trilby Tour?
Well, William, I love it that much. I had a tattoo done for the Trilby, especially for you.
Can we see it?
Yeah, certainly.
Oh my God. I've never seen a hairy Trilby Tour bag before. So we've got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 here.
Yeah.
Will it say winner on 15?
I hope so, William.
Yeah?
I've a space for it.
I can see William Hunt getting an idea with that. He'll, you know, if one of those is out there amongst his competitors, he'll have to have one. Daddy of them all. First tee, and it's right. Ah, it's visible. It's all right. Maybe it'll be winner that'll be tattooed onto his right arm at the end of today.
Robert, 8th time on the Trilby Tour?
Yep.
Yeah? Best finish so far?
I made the final last year.
You did? How'd you get on there?
Finished about 24th, something
That's
like
nothing, does it? Count for
no,
nothing,
it doesn't.
does it?
You don't win it, does it count?
23rd in the list of losers.
Yeah.
Now, we saw you at Derbyshire earlier in the year.
Yep.
Big talk the night before. We talked about tactics, talking about your experience, how you're going to use all that. Delivered nothing. What happened?
Fell to pieces. Lost my tooth.
You did lose a tooth. Yeah. I would say talk us through how you lost a tooth, but I don't think we'd be interested. So, but it wasn't a good look.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, and it kind of reflected the rest of the day,
yes,
didn't it?
It reflected the golf as well.
It went messy, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Went on.
It certainly did.
Yeah.
But enjoyed it. Had a fantastic time.
Well, let's hope it's not a toothless performance and he can cap it all off with a really good swing here at the first. Contact was good. Stay out the rough and keep running. It's a belter. Lovely, lovely start. Let's catch up with the Trilby Tour's Gold Star member, Bob Whiteley. Tee shot at 6. Quite a bit of airtime in this one. Dropping down onto the target, maybe, and maybe not. That's what he's got left. Almost impossible up and down. Good tee shot at the 11th for Adam Cook. This is second. Quite an early break of the club on the way back. And then hoisted high into the sky. And a bit of excess check when he didn't want it. So quite a lengthy birdie putt coming up for Cook. Almost through the first 17 holes. And David Dixon with his tee shot, the par 3. 21 points so far. I think it's going to be good enough, even with a birdie finish. Round you come. That's very well done. Shot of the day, David. Shot of the day. Now a pitch shot, which is almost impossible for Bob. Do you know, it wasn't far off being brilliant. It was another yard of carry and that would have trickled down to the hole. Took the gamble, like he did with the tattoo. Big birdie putt for Cook after getting too much spin with a second. Little right to left at the end. Here it comes. Here it comes. There it goes. Still running. Work to be done. A stoical, quizzical look at the ball. How very dare you. Dixon's birdie putt at 17. 25 points in the end. DNQ for David. Must do better next time. So the third for Bob. Pitched it on top. Outrageous par if that goes in. Not quite. Rockstar at 9. Oh, it's a delicate one. It's too delicate. It's far too delicate. Now the birdie putt for Adam Cook went too far past. This is a 4.5 footer back and firmly in the back. 24 points though, DNQ. Shake it ahead and post-mortem with the Cook golf game. Ahead to 18 and Wilkinson. Now this is much better. 32 points and a little chip and putt would be very handy. Oh, and it's pulled up. Oh, stop. No, back it goes. There's a huge tear in this green and that's not finished yet. What he had to do was bash it up the top there and didn't quite manage it. Back to Marshall's bunker shot at the 9th. No, off she goes, off the front. That's going to be a bogey at the very best for Marshall, and he was down near the green with his tee shot. Back to Robert Wilkinson. Now hit it hard enough. Hit it! Oh dear. Oh dear. It was into the wind, that one. Had to hit it harder than that. And it'll keep trickling. He's not moved, you see. He knows what's going to happen. It's going to come right back to his feet. The Whiteley bogey putt looks like this. Oh dear, it's a double kernel from nowhere. In the end, 6 points. That is a Trilby Tour low, I do believe. DNQ. What a pity. Marshall for his par. And 2 putts over this little hump would be pretty good from here. Nearly. Aggressive. 27 points for Ian in the end. DNQ. So a quiet day for Rockstar. A lot of players finding the fairway at 11. It's not a long hole. This is the 3rd shot though. Weaver in trouble. Oh, and he's gone for a snap hook wedge shot. This is an unusual one. That might make the Rogues Gallery, that one. 31 points for William. Off of 8. But leading in the clubhouse. It's not going to be a very low scoring day in terms to under par. Wilkinson's 32 points. That can't get any worse, but I don't think it can get any better. This time he's got it up on top. Sort of resigned scowl. And he gets a point out of it. 33, new leader. Could have been so much better. But the 18th green is treacherous. Okay, time to return to the first tee and catch out with William. He's got the 2014 champion of Derbyshire, Steve Shepherd.
Steve, reigning champion.
Yes.
You fancy it today, don't you?
I do.
You're going to win again?
I'd like to think so.
Could you be the 3rd person after James Vose, Paul Llewellyn to retain his title?
I could be. I could well be. I'm feeling confident.
Good.
Feeling confident.
Is this the start of something big?
Yeah, definitely.
What's it going to take today?
I think more than 34 actually. I think I had 33 last year, so I think there'll be some 35s and 36s up there today.
Well, Steve's got that calm demeanour that you need to defend your championship. Driver at the first. Whoosh. Now, where's this one gone? Oh, it's only excellent. That one is launched, like we are, into the break. Back in a couple of minutes.
The perfect gentleman's playground. The perfect gentleman's playground.
Welcome back to the Breadsall Priory. The building itself dates back from 1536. I bet those walls could tell a few stories. A bit like our Trilby Turians, really. We're trying to find the 2015 champion of Derbyshire. The best score in the clubhouse is 33. Will it make it through? Don't know. We'll see. Kevin Thompson at the 14th par 3. Looks like he's got a hybrid in his hand. A low one out the neck with a bit of cut. Chase it up the green. Oh, what a shot. What a shot that is. Just stay there. Stunner. Trouble for Shepherd with his third at the par 4 ninth. 11 points thus far. Unlikely to do too much from here. Hang on. Hang on a minute. Whoa! No, the first call was right, I think. It's a tricky course this. You get out of position and it's difficult to get up and down. Tempers the scoring, it always does. 25 points for Charles. Trying to save his par from quite a way away at 15. And didn't need too much more. That might have trickled back into trouble. Glove off. Thompson, please make the 2 because the tee shot was brilliant. Come on. Oh, we settle for the par. Shepherd would be delighted to hold this for a 4 at the 9th and get to 13 points. Round you come. Oh, dear, dear, dear. 26 points in the end. DNQ for Steve. No successful defence for Shepherd. Now, what about Charles' short game then? This is now a par attempt. Sitting down a bit. You can see how much swing is on these greens. They don't look very slopey, but they are. Tom Hartley, big time in the car game, here at 17, 187, and over 30 points thus far, so a good finish. He'll be a contender. Oh, and that's beautiful, isn't it? That's an excellent opportunity for a birdie too, just when you need it. Ahead to the last, the par 5, Thompson's 4th. Coming more across the top part of the green, doesn't have to worry about the tier here. Not a bad bunker shot. Glenn Charles bogey putt at 15. It's going to be costly. Double bogey. Par there, and he was cruising 32 points in a playoff position at this point. See how expensive mistakes can be. 171 the 14th, par 3. And Stephen Green, who plays off of 3, so not too many shots to play with. Good for line. Sit. Oh, we can chip that in. That won't be a problem. Little chip and run from the back edge. Kevin Thompson for the up and down at the par 5 last. Go on, go on. Somebody call the referee. 32 points, playoff position on the sweatbox. Kevin Thompson. Stephen Green. Now, we said we could chip this in. See if he's got the touch and the guile and the skill. Very fast, run away from him. Good try. Tom Hartley's birdie putt at 17. It's for a 2. Very difficult to overborrow. 33 points to the end, a stutter, but tying the clubhouse lead despite the quiet finish. Green's par putt at the 14th green. Good. Smooth in the back. Another player on 33 points, tied at the top. Okay, let's get some details on the Priory course from the General Manager of Breadsall Priory, Jodie Guttridge.
I think the Priory course is very mature. It's a very hilly course, very challenging. You've got to read the fairways very well to understand. It's not one of those where you just sort of hit and hope you land in the middle. You really have to be careful where you place your ball. So there's quite a bit of skill involved in the Priory. This is my 8th Trilby tour, and I think I know the players pretty well. They'll be the better players, much higher competitive players. They'll be looking for a tactical choice, so they'll be looking at this to give them a good challenge, but also knowing it's going to really be calling to the tougher players and the better caliber.
Well, there you are. There you have it. Jodie has the story. Players trying to reply with their skill, such as this third shot. McMillan at the 4th. 10 handicapper Paul from Stonebridge Golf Club in Coventry. First Trilby Tour event. Steady. The up and down dale nature of Breadsall Priory. Always tricky to know if you got it hole high or not. That's the challenge. Tee shot at the 7th, the par 4 for Paul Fell. Carden Park Golf Club is where he plays. Second Trilby Tour for the 54-year-old. Chatting away, trying to keep his spirits up, that's the thing. Lee Powell. Useful. I always think 12 handicap was a useful handicap to have. You've always got a bit to spare if you're having a good day. That one coming up short. Paul McMillan's birdie putt out the 4th. The downhill ones are super quick and the uphill ones are super slow. Second for Fell. Along the floor, up the bank, bumped it on. It just needs to settle there. They like to run away down little ridges. This is a par attempt for Lee Powell at 15. Going for the cut up. Oh, the Phil Mickelson parachute shot. Look at this. Look at this. Turn pro, my son. Turn pro. 33 points. All with that shot that saved him. 33 points, joint clubhouse lead. They're stacking up. 12th hole, under the tree, second for McMillan. Kept it under. Bounced the road, onto the green. Take that. You'd have to be very happy with that. So Paul Fell at the par 4. Long par 4 this one, for his par. Another player on 33 points. It could be a 15-player playoff. Nobody able to beat that yet. Two big shots for Graham Flockett onto the par 5 18th in 2. So this, an eagle putt. 32 points so far. Well, a little tender with that one. But still got a birdie putt to come. McMillan's birdie putt at the 12th. Good try that. 34 points in the end for Paul McMillan, new clubhouse leader. So can Flockett make his birdie 4 and get to 35 points? He can. And that was the best score of the day. That's how tricky the Breadsall Priory is. So time for the playoff. Nearest the pin from 100 yards between 5 players. Green, Fell, Hartley, Powell and Wilkinson, who produced this beauty. Masterful stroke. Catching the flag, almost going in for an ace. That's what he thinks of that. That's him through. Stephen Green just misses out. He qualifies for the World Championship final. So does Tom Hartley. And so does Lee Powell. So the last man in to make up the 4 that play 3 holes to find the champion of Derbyshire is Paul Fell. So it reads Graham Flockett, Paul McMillan, Paul Fell and Robert Wilkinson. They will play off for the championship. Green, Hartley, Powell, as you know, Glenn Charles, Kevin Thompson and William Weaver qualify for the World Championship later on in the season. And before we see the playoff, it's time for Hunt's Hunch.
Tough, isn't it? I don't know anything about any of these guys. Graham Flockett's at the best score of the day, but you've also got to look at the guys that come through from the shootout because they've got momentum. So you've got Wilkinson came through, and then Paul McMillan is a good outside chance, and Paul Fell came through the shootout as well. I'm going to have a stab in the dark here. I'm going to go with Paul McMillan.
So there are the 4 players mulling about what might happen in the playoff. We'll see that when we come back after the break.
The perfect gentleman's playground. The perfect gentleman's playground.
Welcome back to the playoff to find the champion of Derbyshire. 4 men, 3 holes. There will only be one champion, and this is why you play the Trilby Tour, to make it through to one of these. So Graham Flockett, Paul McMillan, Robert Wilkinson and Paul Fell.
First to the tee, Mr. Graham Flockett.
Graham Flockett,
43, Burton-on-Trent, handicap of 8. I mean, there's 135 players here today, so I think when I was stood in the first tee, William said, everybody's here to beat you, apart from your caddy, he's your only friend. And to be fair, I think that's essentially where it is. So I've made some good mates today. Our 3-ball was a good 3-ball. So yeah, it'll mean the world to us to win today.
No shots at all for Graham Flockett. 319 down the hill at the first. He'll play this one a par 4, the third a par 4, and the 18th par 5. Little left.
I'm Paul McMillan. I'm 39 years old from Stonebridge Golf Club, Coventry, and my handicap is 10. I've had an amazing day. The first tee was the most nervous experience of my life. Struggled to get the ball on the tee. I've putted really well today. I think that was a big thing out there. Just the best golfing experience of my life, really. I've not played in any big competitions at all, and then I've come to the Trilby Tour. It's been amazing. I'm an addict already, definitely.
Well, Paul McMillan gets a shot at the third hole, the second playoff hole. That might be a big advantage, as might that be if that finds the fairway. Look at that.
Next to the tee is Robert Wilkinson.
Rob Wilkinson, 51, the Coventry, playing off 6. It was good. I left a few shots out there, but on the last there, the ball come back to me twice. But it was good in general. Greens are tough as anything. One of the toughest greens I've played on. Difficult to read, but they run true and quick.
No shots for Rob either. He'll be playing a level par 3-hole stretch. Looks good. Oh, it is good.
And finally for the tee is Paul Fell.
Paul Fell, 54, 6th handicap, Carden Park. I knew it'd be tough, and I knew you don't need a great score to hopefully get in the top 10. I didn't score on 17, thought I'd blown it, but managed to birdie 18, which got me back to the 33 points. 1, 3 and 18. Par birdie. So let's try and do that again, shall we?
It's quite simple. Par birdie. That might well be good enough. This is where it starts. A little too far left, maybe. We'll take that. That's all right. You can find the green in 2, no problems at all. It's not a long par 4, and it's downhill. So they're up and running. First to play is second. It's Paul Fell. Every shot is so crucial. Not quite what he wanted, that one. It's only 3 holes long before we find our champion. Flockett, his second. Battling to find a putting surface. Chipping and putting to be done. In the first cut, Wilkinson. Can he find the green? He can't find the green. So it's all going to be about short game. McMillan, what an opportunity from the fairway. He was so far down there, it was just a little scuffle along the floor. And run and run and run and run and run. Is that degreened? He's the furthest away, so he's playing his third first. Putting out the fringe. Never a great idea. Unless you're horrendous at chipping. Done well. Done very well. Feeling the pressure. Coming up with the goods. This is quite tricky for Robert Wilkinson. Oh, it's marvellous. It's a marvellous shot. Doesn't want that back. Caddy delighted. I didn't come all the way here to caddy for you to choke in the playoff. Again, putting from a long way away. Even better. Well, short game masterclass from these three. Is Flockett going to make up the 4? Oh, it's a bit heavy. Flockett. Well, Graham will have his par putt first. Chance to upset the others here. Rattle this one in. Round you come. It would have done. So, drop shot, +1 for Graham. The question is, can the other three tidy up Wilkinson first? Yes, no, +1. So Robert alongside Graham, 1 over. Big puff of the cheeks. Pressure. Surely from here it's going to be a par for Fell. Well, they're all buckling at the first. 3 tied on +1. McMillan. Just about catching the right edge. Paul McMillan, he leads on level par. And remember, he's the only one with a shot at the second playoff hole, which is this one, the third. Nice rhythm and tempo, but club face shut at impact, and it's gone in there. In the trees, deep in there as well. Flockett with his driver. Look good. Still airtime. Still flying. Trickling off the right edge. Good drive though. Wilkinson's tee shot. See if I can hang on to the left hand side. Well, you couldn't walk down there and put it in a better spot than that. Top drive. Last to play. Paul Fell. A lot of leg movement in that swing, but it's alright if you know what you're doing. Keep repeating it. Stay there. Also terrific. So 1 dodgy drive and 3 pretty decent ones. Now what of the Paul McMillan tee shot? Deep in the jungle. That's where the ball's settled. He's found it at least, but there's a few silverbacks in there, I'm telling you. He's got no shot here, and I don't think this is the place to gamble. He's got a shot in the hole. He's trying to go through a tiny hole. So this is everything right here. He's either a hero or a fool. Well, he's got it out. That's remarkable. Massive gamble. But he's there for net 1 because of his shot. Fortune favours the brave sometimes. Fell second. Trying to bounce it in and work the land. Here it comes. That's a clever shot. Very clever shot. Brilliant shot. Maybe getting back to level par. Wilkinson with his second. So hard to keep the ball in this fairway. It's on a side slope. Steady. Maybe a little chip in. And last to play second, Flockett. This is the way to play it. It's very sensible. Eliminates a lot of mistakes. So McMillan's third, net 2. Using the bounce-in technique. Come on.
Go on, go on, go on.
Keep going.
Go on then.
Yes.
Go on, go on, go on.
Must have ears, that ball. It listened all the way in there. It was amazing. Kept talking, the ball kept rolling, and it's not too far away. So a putt for a net birdie, and a couple of birdie putts to go along with that. Wilkinson needs a chip in. Played the right shot, chip and run. That's what all the great chippers do. They choose the right shot. As Robert Wilkinson did there. So Flockett for the birdie. Get back to level. It's quick down here. Good try. Very good try. Give it a chance. This for a 4 net 3. A remarkable 4 net 3 for McMillan. Just about makes a 5 net 4, so he stays level. Currently still leading with that par 5 18th to come. Big chance for Fell for his birdie to get back to level. Back and through, round from the right, and in it goes. Brilliant. 2 players even par with 1 to play. Oh, it's all a bit disastrous for Flockett. 2 over par. He'll need an eagle up the last. But it's a par 5. Funny things can happen. To remain +1, Robert Wilkinson makes a mess of that. So 2 players at +2 and 2 players level. So McMillan and Fell, the 2 men to catch. At the last 1 hole to play, it's a par 5. Anything can happen, and we'll see that when we come back.
The perfect gentleman's playground. The perfect gentleman's playground.
Welcome back to the final hole. In another 15 to 20 minutes, we will know the champion of Derbyshire for 2015. A lot at stake and a lot of pressure, and all 4 players feeling it. Moment for quiet reflection before you bash one off down the par 5 18th. Fell first. This has got a bit of left to right leak on it, this one. Stay there. McMillan, the gambler, after that shot out the trees at the previous hole. Yeah, he'll find that. This is a better line. Hugging the left-hand side for Wilkinson. Trying to put this 18th to the sword. And Flockett. Nice looking golf swing that, isn't it? Neat and tidy, effective and long. That just might be on a little hanging lie there. Right side the fairway for Flockett. So first up, Robert Wilkinson, his second.
Sorry, that was my fault. If we do the fairway shots, then Jude, you'll knock up the cherry picker quick, please.
Bouncing down just short of the green. Maybe a chipping up that ramp that's in the middle of the green. Big tier. Fell second. Trying to run it in.
Doesn't want to go.
Caught too much rough. Flockett just off the right side of the fairway, trying to chase a long iron in. A little bit of breeze. That's very low on the club face, that. A low scudder. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And at 2 over, you'd think that has to go in for a bit of a chance. McMillan second. Well, he's had a smash. It's gone left. And got a good bounce there. And that's quite a tricky third coming his way.
Didn't turn, did it?
So Fell's third. Try and get it up the top deck. It might just stay. Oh dear, 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 dear. Off it goes. We'll run and mark it quickly. Run, 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 run. Once it starts, it will not stop. And see you later, TTFN. Right down the bottom. Now a difficult 2-putt. Thing is, they all know. They've all played it already today. Wilkinson. Will you get this up the top? Oh, how good is that? Putt for birdie. And you never know. Flockett trying to do the same thing. Back you come. Must come back surely from there. Macmillan out of position really with this pinnies. And round it goes and down it goes and away it goes and see you later. Struggling to stay on the green, that one. Long birdie putt for Fell. Level par. And with that method, he's got to get it up there somehow. He's moving quite briskly, isn't he? Get a marker on it. Macmillan for the birdie. That's a good cuff. Oh, unbelievable putt. Unbelievable putt. It will be a par. And he will post level par. Come and get me. Flockett for the birdie. Can only be +1 at best. Bit of personal pride in this though. It's an excellent 4. Very unlucky, missing out by 1. But he qualifies for the World Championship final. Does Graham? This has to go in to tie. Oh, heartbreak. It's heartbreak. Paul Fell at the last. +1. Wilkinson's race is run. Another player that qualifies for the World Championship final, but just a matter of a 1-foot putt before we announce this year's champion of Derbyshire, Paul Macmillan. After the madness on the second playoff hole out the trees, turns it into a win, and that's what it means to him. He is the Trilby Tour champion of 2015 of the county of Derbyshire, and against all the advice that was flying around at the time, an amazing gamble out the trees at the second playoff hole pays dividends. Well done, Paul Macmillan.
We're on the final leg of the 2015 Trilby Tour. Just 3 more regional championships to go before the final at Forest of Arden. Then we have the Trilby 2's Pairs competition from Hull, our Rogues Gallery special, and 2 match play events from Rockcliffe Hall. We'll be bringing you all this every Monday night right here on Sky Sports. Now, let's hear from the new champion of Derbyshire, Paul Macmillan.
I feel amazing. What a buzz, what a buzz. I thought I'd lost it on the second hole. I played a mad shot out of the trees that my caddy was telling me not to. I come here just to experience this tournament, come here to experience the Trilby Tour, but I didn't even dream about this, to be honest, because I dreamt about getting in the top 10, but never winning it. It's amazing.
Putts don't normally receive the accolade shot of the day, but we couldn't let this uppy-downy, adventurously long effort from Anthony Smith on the 17th go unrewarded. Now let's hang some rogues in the gallery, starting with this indictable offence committed on the 1st by Matt Haddon. Mr. Haddon's criminal performance hadn't improved by the 4th, unless, of course, he actually intended to bobble this shot across the fairway and back again.
In almost the same position as Richard Gibson, but he decides to send his ball for a wee holiday in the long grass. And once settled there, that ball decides it's perfectly happy and doesn't want to go anywhere else, until Richard convinces it to change location and move to a different patch of rough.
When David Rutley hit this approach to the green on the 12th, he was probably expecting to do much better. What he wasn't expecting was the car that nearly ran over his ball.
Here's David again on the 17th, avoiding both cars and the green.
Just one entry and who'd be a cameraman this week as Sean Johnson lands one right on Matt's ankle.
The Hayden Travels on the 16th is cool, collected, and crikey, that was awful.
Step aside, says Martin Hardwick, playing in the same group. I'll show you how it should be done.
Excellent use of the buggy path bounce by Christopher Lemon 14, sending his ball, well, somewhere.
Second Rogues appearance in 2 weeks for Ron Llewellyn. It still doesn't merit a tantrum.
And finally, a sequence destined to become an all-time Rogues classic as hapless Spencer Sturgis earshots his ball off the first tee. then tops it, sending it a mere 12 feet, before topping it again for a further few yards, until finally reaching the fairway with his fourth, much to the delight of the assembled crowd. Bless you for that, Spencer, bless you. And now, from earshot to big shot, here's William.
Incredible rescue from Paul. I mean, you know, I looked at him, I wanted to give him advice, I wanted to say, drop, take the drop, go back, and he didn't. That was a pinnacle shot. His next shot put him close. Another great shot, but it's all about that putt, wasn't it, on that 18th? We didn't see any putting like that today, and that's what won him the game.
Next week, we return to the scene of last year's World Championship final, glorious Saint-Pierre, to find the next champion of Wales. In the meantime, please check out www.williamhunttrilbytour.com to discover how to Trilby your life away. We'll see you next week.
Sean, fifth time out. Sean, fifth time out on the Trilby Tour.
Yeah.
We saw your feature.
William Hunt Savile Row sponsors the Trilby Tour. The perfect gentleman's playground.